Nigerians, make una hear, we don't go. Nigeria is gone. Nigeria, as I talk to you, so Nigeria is gone.
We don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's not working for us.
So who made
our mineral resources.
So who made Nigeria today? Nigeria today. Who made it?
Who made it Nigeria? It's British. That's why we are
crying. Oh, England.
Yeah.
Wow.
There are attempts by interests to take over huge territory, part of Nigeria, part of Chad, part of Cameroon, part of Niger, and turn it into the global headquarters of terror.
And knowing fully well that the East boasts of one of the major gas producers in Nigeria, you talk about Imo State, talk about parts of Abia State, there are major gas reserves are in those areas. How come we are not being incorporated into this major gas pipeline structure network in Nigeria?
Sir, secure us, we be the people before your mandate, sir. Without us, your mandate no fit stand. So now we map the pass, sir.
Okay, you see, if they leave banditry, they won't have source of financing their war machine.
There is something I want to understand, and I want to bring it up so that all of us can, have a look at it. Is there any law that said, or law established by Britain and signed by who, that says that Nigerians cannot decide their future? That Nigerians cannot decide if they want to coexist or not? Is there any law that say anything like that? That Nigeria cannot change the direction of their future? Because what is happening now is very obvious. People are now, shouting, crying that our existence is not fruitful, it's not yielding anything at all. That we need to, fashion out the way that we're going to stay in this country, or let people go their way. That has been the popular opinion. And what is happening now has, exaggerated it, that people are now shouting on top of their voices. Let this thing be done. If we care about lives, if Britain cares about life, let it be done. I wonder the law that can say that we cannot decide what we want to do in this country. Which law is that? I want to hear.
We don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's not working for us.
So who made
Nigeria? Our mineral resources.
So who made Nigeria today? Nigeria today. Who made it?
Who made it Nigeria? It's British. That's why we are crying.
Oh, England.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amalgamated the north and the south for economic reasons.
Wow.
In 1914.
Only economic reason. That's horrendous.
So now we want our nation. We don't want to be Nigeria anymore. Let individual go.
What is the language will be then in your nation? The language?
Yoruba.
Oh, Yoruba. Okay.
Like Shalafiani. That's us.
What does that mean?
Are you alright?
Okay. Chalo.
Hello. Shalafiani.
Afayani.
Shalafiani.
Okay.
Ekasan. Good afternoon.
Right. Okay.
Good morning. Ekaro. We have our language. We have our culture.
So that will be your official language.
Yeah, Yoruba. Yeah, it's a language.
So have you got a leader at the?
So when I don't hear no be only Biafra, they seek for independence. Oduduwa people, they have been on it, but just that they are not as serious as the Biafran side. So, but everything don't tie everybody. Mekuna kukuma, everybody finding way. If that will save the situation, make everybody finding way.
When Adebayo Shitu insists saying go bring Sharia law come Oyo State, I was calling on my Yoruba brothers and warning them. The reason why I won't take the matter serious, now when I see him and Gumi stand together in a picture, now I know say there is fire on the mountain in Oyo State. For those of now we don't know the gist, Shitu, na former minister, and he promise say if they make him governor, saying go bring Sharia law come Oyo State, whether Yoruba like it or not. At a point, he was even accusing the Christians, saying that them they oppose Sharia law. The rest of the Yoruba want Sharia law. This same shit too, don't forget, say we have traditional worshipper, we have Muslim, we have Christian in Oyo State. Always quick to drag Christian into their mud, into their rubbish, because they know say Christian are peaceful people. A lot of people opposing that thing, na traditional worshipper, because when you check Oyo very well, no be Christian state, no be Muslim state, na traditional worship state. Those traditional worshipper know what Sharia law is, they say they don't want them. Instead of shit to blaming the traditional worshipper, because say those one go react, they decide to leave those one alone and start blaming it on Christian. That's not even the reason why I'm doing this video. When she to make that claim saying go bring Sharia law to your state, you know what happen? A lot of traditional worshippers start opposing it. A lot of Yorubas oppose it. Now I know say as they oppose them, problem go start. Fast forward to today now, terrible things don't they happen for your state. Person wey T group catch recently for your state, those teachers, they be Christian. They are teacher, but they are Christian. They catch this group of people. One of them now, they don't come out in head from him body. We know if you use some words for social media, and understand what they and they talk. This video now, I'm calling on our President Tinubu. Nigeria never divide, so now used to be our president, and we the citizens have right to talk when things no go right in the country. That we do respect. I'm calling on you to come and help us in Nigeria. I'm not a Yoruba boy. I be middle belter. This is what we are going through. This person with the pie yesterday can be my father. That is why I'm calling out. The thing is so very terrible. When I watch the video, tears they come out from my eye. That is why I'm not supposed to make this video. I say no, things like that I no go talk, because when you start talking truth in Nigeria, DSS come for you. But maybe now this truth self now go quiet person like me, because it gets some things where I know if you keep quiet, I must talk. So our president, please, you need to look into this matter. Call this man, this Shitu especially. He is the #1 suspect, not the police officer. But to me, now him they supposed to call force for interrogation. Because any state will not accept Sharia law, there is a way those people will frustrate the state, threaten the people, make the people want to accept it by force, by fire. I think that is what is going on in Oyo State at this time. Shitu is the person that promised to bring Sharia law to Oyo State. So he should be the first person to be interrogated, sir. So I'm not saying this second claim is truth. Maybe in an opposition party, I mean, that is why they destabilize that state. I don't understand. If you know one more could feel saying that because of saying a PDP state, say no be APC state, now one can they frustrate them just to make the state they miserable, just for APC to collect them. I beg you, need to do something about what thing happen. So this guy on Sunday, please, Your Excellency, you need to do something about it. Sir, secure us, we be the people before your mandate, sir. Without us, your mandate no fit stand. So now we map the pass, sir.
We are under pressure to fight government that has helicopters, is bombarding us. So you remove the pressure, the need for the money is there. When you go there, you don't see any luxurious life. You don't see any luxurious life at all. They are living in huts. They have nothing. They drink sometimes from the stream. So I don't think we can say that they are used to a luxurious life that they won't live it. Actually, they don't even know it with all the money they get.
Sheikh, like you said, they are under pressure. Government is bombarding them, and according to what you say, they are saying that it looks like they're under attack. So maybe they're acquiring weapons to protect themselves. But then again, if the pressure is that much, why don't they renounce banditry? And are they also considering the lives of those that they are also taking, and the lives of people that they are also making, unlivable?
Okay, you see, if they leave banditry, they will have source of financing their war machine. The question you ask, why are they fighting them? You see, the herdsman has gone through a lot of hardship. No government has really actually sat down to see into their plight, to modernize them, to even spend anything. Not one kobo of our Nigerian budget goes to them. And now they feel they are.
Well, Igbos will not keep quiet this time around. It's not like before that we leave everything and be pursuing our businesses. But this time around, we have to say it out and the way it is. One thing I like about Igbos is that we don't have time to, claim things that are not real. We say it the way it is so that posterity will judge all of us. We have talked about rail project that they bypass the whole of Southeast, constructing from Lagos to Maradi, Lagos to Calabar. Southeast was not included. Meanwhile, it is the Southeast that powered railways when coal was coal. When they were using coal for virtually everything, it was Southeast. And we still have the traces of these railways everywhere in Southeast where it has been in existence. Now, it's about gas. The largest gas deposit is in Imo State, and now they are tapping it, going to Abeokuta. going to Kaduna, going to Kanu. So the southeast that has this gas, they don't need it. That is the question people are asking, because we need more information on this. But that is the situation. The southeast, do we not have more industries that need this gas more than anywhere apart from Lagos? Well, these are the questions that are begging for answers. But let's hear this before we continue.
Have you heard about the OBS3 gas pipeline network? It is called the Obafu, Obrekong, and Oben gas pipeline, which starts from somewhere in Obafu, around the areas that border Imo States and River States, around Onelga, and it goes straight across the Niger. It's called an Eastern to West gas infrastructural project. It's worth over $700 million to do that. And recently, the NNPCL was jubilating and celebrating a milestone in delivering such a project, because it laid that pipe through the River Niger. The pipe is about 48 inches in diameter, and it's going to be transporting about 2.2 billion standard cubic feet of gas daily. And it's going to actually be supplying gas to the AKK gas pipelines. The AKK gas pipeline is the Ajokuta, Kaduna, Kano gas pipeline. So this is a major achievement in Nigeria, because these gas pipelines and this gas network is going to be feeding the Nigerian industrial sector, from the textile mill to the cement to Ajokuta steel mill, and most importantly, the power generating sectors of Nigeria. About 3,600 megawatts of our national power scheme is going to be powered by this gas pipeline of natural gas, which is coming from rivers and parts of Imo State to the north and to somewhere in Ajokuta, and to the west, Abeokuta 2 in Ogun. So both fertilizers, both petrochemicals, cement manufacturing, and so many things are going to be powered. And there is a projection that is going to be giving or producing about 5 million direct jobs to Nigeria. We're not talking about indirect jobs. Now, but the question is the East or the Southeast duly incorporated in this gas pipeline network in Nigeria? Or don't we have industrial complexes? Don't we have industrial layouts? Don't we have power, energy sector sites in the East? Don't we have textile mill? Don't we have things that we need this gas for? And knowing fully well that the East boasts of one of the major gas producers in Nigeria, you talk about Imo State, talk about parts of Abia State, there are major gas reserves are in those areas. How come we are not being incorporated into this major gas pipeline structure network in Nigeria? The AKK pipeline network cost about $2.something billion. The OBS3, the OBR4, Obrekong, and Oben gas network is costing about $700 million. These are landmark infrastructural projects, especially when we know that the gas is a major driver of an economy. How come the East is not being reflected in this major gas network channels? I want us to discuss, because I have not seen it. Some House of Rep members spoke about it, but nobody gave them serious answers. Why are we not in that scheme? Why don't we have channels that link to the East industrial hubs? Why? Let's talk about it. Do you know about this AKK gas pipelines? Do you know about the OBS pipelines? Do you know about it? Do you know about it? Do you know the routes? Do you know the maps? Do you know about it? Let's talk in the comment section. What do you think is happening?
There are some things you will see, and after watching, you will be disappointed. You will wonder if there could be any chance of betterment of this country. Because if you ask me, following the chart is showing negativity. It is diving towards negativity. And as day goes by, day, unfolds, it's getting worse. Just imagine. And I wonder if Zeke is still alive today. I know Zeke later regretted all he did for independence and for unity of Nigeria. Because he's the father of independence and also he fought for unity of Nigeria. If he's alive today, in fact, he would have died of regrets. And I don't know what killed himself. Regrets because of what is happening. Well, I will show you a video where they are just, showing some large sum of money mint. If such money is in the hands of just few people, how much is in circulation in Nigeria? How much? Just let me know how much do you think is in circulation on this country?
Please, Nigerians, can someone just tell me what is going on here? They see money when these APC members, you see what they disburse money, and they see what they go on. These are the reason why they borrow money, they share. These are the major reasons why they borrow all this money. And thank God, Nigeria, they don't storm World Bank Instagram comment section. They don't go there, go narrate the pace of Nigeria. They don't let them know, say yes. The money when they borrow to Tinubu with APC members, it is not for Nigerians. Nigerians no support that money. So if they borrow them the money, when I know say na Tinubu and APC, when they borrow that money. Now, these are the reasons why they borrow that money. You can see because of the kind message, the kind comment when Nigerians they draw for World Bank comment section, they have to close their comment section from Nigerians. When they see we Nigerians, we are ready for you people. We go drag on now.
Nigerians, make una hear. We don't go. Nigeria is gone. Nigeria, as I talk to you, so Nigeria is gone. Yoruba Oduduwa, the NSA to Tinubu, other soldiers say anytime we they get casualty, say even though say 9 citizens they buy, may they stop to the announcement. So that means as it is right now here, bandits go they reach southeast now, go south. Any information say the soldiers are supposed to guard us, all those one way don't buy, we not go the year again. And for me, as usual, I know we'll carry every news with Sahara Reporter because this one is Sahara Reporter talk, so I can't go verify him. I will show now when I take go. This now according to Yoruba Oduduwa words. He said, stop releasing details of attack, casualties, killing or terrorist gain to the public or media. All incident must be managed internally and kept up to the news until after the 2027 general election. We need to show the world that security has improved under Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Bad news will affect our chances in 2027. Una the year now. So these two people where they the top end, they say may they stop to they tell us news what they go on in the world. Say if bandits now fit turn for our backyard, we no go know. And how many people they buy, we no go know. They will come like surprise. We no go know and the world no go know because it go damage Bola Ahmed Tinubu chances of re-election. And one idiotic fellow go go see come they continue with this devil. I think talk I said Tinubu is a devil. Now no they believe me. Yeah, because the NSA, if we come out if not be under the command of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And the source, now yeah, and if you ask me where the source there, make una go internet go find out. So now truth, they say source and publication published May 10, 2026 by Sahara Reporter. Their exclusive investigation based on direct documents, voice notes, and interviews with top military officers who spoke anonymously. Now soldiers, top general, now he can't come out now, can't tell Sahara Reporter anonymously. So he no go bring his identity come and say, Yoruba to say any casualty where they suffer, may they start to the bigger come out because it go damage Tinubu re-election. So at me and you there, so we dey danger. You understand? And if anything happen to me and you right now, man, they don't go talk and come outside, make the public know. Because it go damage Bola and Tinubu re-election. Una they see where they go, and this was published on the 10th of May 2026.
I'm using this opportunity to thank the Fulanis who went to Owerri photo site precisely to shoot some Igbos. I really thank you people for job well done and congratulations. I wish that you people should continue this attack on Igbos. It's very, very welcome. And may Allah bless you people.
So never mind, I think the man is trying to react sarcastically, or should I say satirically now, to the incident that happened yesterday in Imo State. There was an invasion of some communities by the Fulani terrorists. They came into the communities very close to Federal University of Technology, and they unalive a number of persons. So people are angry. What is going on? Is it that some people are compromising, that they are giving these people information to invade their communities? And this is a clarion call to the Igbo elite. You must come together in unity to defend your land. This rhetoric and narrative that the government is pushing there and there, that the IPOB is doing this, the IPOB is not doing anything. IPOB is only protecting its land. They are protecting their territory from the invasion of the Fulani Islamic terrorists. And as we could see, they came into this land, unalive people, and they went away with it. So the Igbos in government, you must rise up to this challenge. You can use your influence, your office, to stop this insecurity. If you simply keep quiet, don't worry, it will get to you, because they will take over your land very soon. You can see what is happening to Yorubas now. They are losing their land gradually to the Fulani Islamic terrorists. So you must rise up to this challenge. And all those ones supporting APC there and there, this is an avenue, the opportunity for you to do something about it. Before you know it, there are some unscrupulous elements among you that have compromised, that are ready to sell you out because of money to these people. They will take over your land. They will steal. They will fuck your wife, cut off their head, do all sorts of things to these people. That's what they do.
All right, now don't say I'm now. One thing I will tell you is that there is big hope. Hope is coming the ways of Nigeria. There is light at the end of the tunnel. It will not continue like this, and the light is already here with us. Well, congratulations in advance as the elimination of these bad guys have commenced. Yes, I learned that, recently America is not sitting back again. They are giving them bomber to bomber, the terrorist group that are residing in Nigeria. In fact, they took Nigeria as their relaxation place where they can now stay and be doing everything they want. Even I learned that other countries near that northern side of Nigeria is now part of their base, sort of. So America have gotten all this information, and they are following them bomber to bomber, bringing them down. Yes, anything America set their eyes on, especially Trump in particular, forget it. That one is a done deal. The only thing we'll be talking about how to better, people's life in this country, where to start when these guys have been destabilized. That is another area that I am looking at. So, but let's hear an update from Okocha, what he has to say concerning the recent, bringing down of about 20 of these guys in, Borno State.
The world knows our situation, which is the reason why those who really are concerned about what's going on in this country. Look, there are attempts by interests to take over huge territory, part of Nigeria, part of Chad, part of Cameroon, part of Niger, and turn it into the global headquarters of terror. Those in the intelligence circles know this. I'm saying this publicly now. A lot of people know this. We must never allow that kind of thing to happen. We don't want to live under ISWAP. We don't want to live under Boko Haram. We don't want to live under Lokarawa.
And this is Monday, May 18, 2026. Good morning, everyone. It is a breaking news that the United States forces also struck ISIS targets, and they eliminated 20 fighters. And here is the footage of the operation that they carried out yesterday evening. Take a look. Yeah, this is an operation that was carried out and directed by the African Command of the United States of America. So this strike happened in Borno State, close to Lake Chad. The defense headquarters of Nigeria have also confirmed this news. According to the defense headquarters on Monday morning, that is this morning, they said that at least offensive targeted terrorist enclave in the general area of Metane, a troubled community in northern Borno that has witnessed repeated attacks by insurgents over the years. Why I appreciate what the United States of America is doing, I am not a security personnel, and I believe they have their ways, they know what they are doing. I still want to say that the people who are sponsoring these people are also supposed to be the main target. I'm talking about so many politicians who have the same ideology sponsoring these people. I think these people should be a target as well, both civilians and not anybody at all who is supporting them. So I believe that going after these terrorists is not a mistake, it's a good thing, but their supporters should also be targeted. This is very important because ever since day before yesterday that United States first carried out the first attack, that was on Friday, you can see the likes of Sheikh Ahmed Gumi crying every time on social media. What is your problem? He is saying that US is not supposed to kill the terrorists. What sort of rubbish is that? So I believe that people who are sponsoring these terrorists are supposed to be eliminated as well. Because if you did not eliminate people who are sponsoring the terrorists, they will keep on fortifying, directing, and doing all sort of things just to aid them. So I believe that the right thing to do at this time is to come after these people who are supporting these terrorists. So stay with me. Let me also take you to Oyo State. Oyo State, as you know, is the southwest Nigeria, close to Lagos State, where ISIS have infiltrated almost the whole state. And as I speak to you, 4 local government areas have been shut down. I mean, the schools in the 4 local government. Imagine a state shutting down schools in 4 local government area, and nobody's raising hand up. Nigerians don't know the magnitude of insecurity, the level at which these people are prepared against the people. Nigerians don't know. If they know, they will not even go for primary election today. Everybody is now going, they are doing whatever they like, leaving the vulnerables. Among the 40 persons that ISIS kidnapped, I mean the students and the teachers, the headmaster, they have successfully killed the headmaster. They are threatening to kill over 46 students, because the teachers are the rest of people who are with them. They are threatening to kill the rest 46 students. How do we get here? We got here because of the interest of people who want to turn Nigeria into Islamic State, sponsoring terrorism, defending them. Nigeria government, you are responsible for all these things. Shegumi have said this thing time with that number. That yes, that you people are responsible for all these things. That you people know their location, you have their number, and so on and so forth. You did not deny it. Now, this is a briefing from Say Makinde. Stay with me.
Security situation at the local government area, the abduction of some teachers and school children, and for our troops, our service commanders, and few wounded both soldiers and hunters and other operatives. They are recovering fully, and the government will continue to take responsibility for ensuring that they fully recover and look after their medical bills. What we know right now is that 7 teachers in all are involved, were abducted, and unfortunately we got a video this morning that one of the teachers, I understand that the maths teacher, was killed by the terrorists this morning. of course, our prayers are with the family. We have decided that we will adopt not just the kinetic approach. There has been a lot of threats. There has been a lot of our leaders and elders, religious elders, especially the Baptist convention, because one of the schools involved is a Baptist school. I want to appeal. We are not taking this lightly. I want to appeal to everybody, you know, citizens, residents, in particular of the local government and the rest of the Oyo State. I want to appeal that we're doing everything within our power to ensure that this we resolve quickly and we bring our children back safely. But it is a very difficult and challenging situation. So please, there may not be quick fixes, but we will continue to endeavor to push ourselves to the limits to resolve this quickly. And we will be briefing the press every evening, starting from this one tomorrow until more information becomes available. So that's where we are right now. If you have any questions.
Now, that was a briefing from the Oyo State Governor talking about the impact of this ISIS in their state. And it got me thinking, who are we? Who are we? Like, who are we? Why do we find all these things so funny and unimportant to talk about? Why? You know what? These people will definitely find their way to Lagos. According to Gani Adams, you know Gani Adams, right? He said that the Boko Haram, the bandits, are already heading to Lagos State. So, I know they have their plans. I know that some Boko Haram members have been arrested in Lagos State before. I know that in Ikotekbe, some bandits were also captured. And so many people like that. But what I'm trying to say is that the way we are taking this thing, on serious nature that we have towards this thing, I'm not afraid, but I'm worried. I'm worried because these people will overrun a lot of places and nobody will know. This is because we are not taking all these things serious. Don't play with the presence of ISIS in Oyo State.
It's not about ransom. They just want to pass a message. We can come in. We can do what we need to do. And there are some hardliners in this government that are sponsoring this kind of narratives. They just want to show that they can Islamize this country. They think about Taliban. They think about the Mujahideens. And they want to replicate it in this country. And they don't care what happened. They simply don't care. As long as at the end of the day, there's Sharia and there is whatever thing they have in their head they want to achieve. So these people that are sending messages are sponsored by Nigerians. You remember this Boko Haram issue started since 2012. Yeah. And I was in the military intelligence that time. We arrested those people. It is my organization that actually conducts interrogation and interview. They mention names. I can't come on air and start mentioning names of people that are presently in government now that I know, presently in government, that the boys that we arrested mentioned. Some of them are governors now. Some of them are in the Senate. Some of them are in Asu Rock. The intention is to Islamize Nigeria and practice Sharia. And it doesn't matter if some people die. It doesn't matter if you're embarrassed. It doesn't matter if our economy has degenerated. Look at the interest rate. Look at the inflation rate. Look at the debt profile of Nigeria. They don't care. As long as at the end, Quran is at the sea. So some people in this country have this mindset. And we must tell the truth. If you tell the truth, you die. If you don't tell it, you die. Some people have this mindset to Islamize the nation. And they are in the government. And people know them. The DSS know them. The NIA know them. The DIA knows them. You can't succeed without an inside person. And this attack you saw has insiders collaboration.
Alright, viewers, thank you for coming along. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please click on the subscription button, bam, notification bell, bam, share this video, like it, and don't forget to drop your comment if you have any you want to tell us. Well, I am still Chinedu till I come your way next time. I say bye.